Hi everyone, welcome to the EZPZ Master Scalper workshop. We're gonna have fun today to learn about the most innovative UOI indicator and likely the best trading view indicator thus far. Not only is it innovative, providing the velocity, momentum, slope, neighboring volume weighted NPR EMAs, no noise. It even allows us to see the correlation as it draws them for three channels that are on different time frames, short, long, extra long, while simultaneously providing traders with contextual understanding. Clouds indicating trend strength. We also have theta detection with exit guidance, the ability for users to enable or disable reentry signals. Way more. For example, the replacement of traditional EMAs because of the innovative velocity smoothing momentum average and proportional volume moving average. Also, time dilation table that you see on the bottom here, we'll get all through it so you become not only comfortable but highly potent trader. The EZPZ Master Scalper is a must-have tool in your trading arsenal. We're going to go through why and what we're looking at, and the most important part of this beautiful indicator, the EZPZ Master Scalper, is that it is highly versatile. Users can adjust the settings across multiple time frames, and it's very important to know that you can do it yourself. Today, I hope after this workshop, not only will you feel comfortable, you're going to be just as excited to adjust the settings for yourself, and you're going to take up your trading up a notch. We're going to go through everything we're looking at on the screen. We'll understand it, we'll make it suit our trading needs, and we're going to be out there in the markets ready for what comes at us. Do understand the ability to change the settings matters a lot, and it's also very important that we keep adjusting these settings, because historical performance of a ticker we trade may change. Algorithms change all the time. So once we've figured out what settings provide the optimal results to give us a strong win ratio, then we can continue using those settings. We should be reassessing and revising those settings should there be a significant market shift, sometimes every 3 months or so. So while we will go through everything we're looking at, what it means, how we adjust it, and how do we make it work for us, for our needs, I will repeat, you are the master of the indicator. You will be the one that will be able to adjust it and should be reassessing your settings once in a while, because market algorithms will keep changing. I will be providing certain settings as a starting point, but I do have to emphasize the ability for the user and the importance for the user to adjust these settings to be optimally adjusted based on market conditions. Alright, now we have a beautiful chart in front of us. We have sell signal. We have a little buy, a sell, a buy, a sell, another buy. This is gorgeous. But let's take a step back and do a deep dive into every setting of the indicator, what it means and how we can adjust it and how can we optimize it for different time frames. First things first, once we find EZPZ Master Scalper, to be sure, go on the three little dots when we go in trading view, and in case you see an option that says update the script, click update the script, because you want to be sure you're using the latest version of this wonderful EZPZ Master Scalper indicator. Note that once in a while updates may be done, so always be on the lookout. Make sure you have the latest update. So again, right click on those three little dots, update the script, make sure you have the latest version. For the moment, the settings I'm using, I did ensure I have the latest version. So now I can go on the EZPZ Master Scalper settings, and let's get cracking at what are we looking at and what does it mean. Very important. Read all the instructions for yourself. This workshop gives you a starting point, but nothing can replace looking at everything and understanding it as best as possible. First part of the instructions, as we kind of already talked about, it's pretty important to know it is a very adjustable indicator and it does require careful tuning. I will let you read all of this on your own. Now I'm going to go through each section to give a little bit of brief overview what it means. Then we'll go over the settings, and then we'll go through some example, and we're gonna learn about how to totally take it up a notch with the EZPZ Master Scalper. First section, we'll break it down step by step. Neighboring Pearson's REMA, NPR EMA. Maybe we've heard of neighboring Pearson, maybe we have not. Don't you worry, no problem. For some people, it may be terminology they never heard, no worries. It basically just refers to an innovative tool. What this section is about is that it's designed to address the delays, reactions, and inaccuracies commonly associated with traditional EMAs. If you ever use those, you know that sometimes there are inaccuracies. And basically, because the indicator, the NPR EMA, does have a built-in calculator looking at the rate of change for the slope angle of the price movement, which also determines whether trading options are advisable. And we have color coded for direction. We'll show you what that looks like. And it's based on the rate of decay versus the price movement, kind of the trend. So this line is beautiful. Let's since we talked about NPR EMA, I do not have it on. I'm gonna click show, and let's see what happens on this beautiful chart over here. So first things first, NPR EMA. I want to see the line pop through. It just takes a little bit of a calculation here, and then we're soon enough going to be able to see a line pop through. Once it pops through, I will talk about it. In the meantime, I'm going to go to the next section. Oh, now that it popped through, there you go. Remember when we read that the line, NPR EMA line, also is color coded. So notice how once we got a buy signal, the red NPR EMA line turned into green. So color coding, long, green, short, red. So it's a beautiful, beautiful line to put on your chart. Also, you can pay attention to that if you're going to make adjustments to the settings, you want to turn it off. Read here the instructions and go for that. Let's go over the next section because I want to break it down section by section so we feel more comfort. What are we looking at? What does it mean? How is it going to help us? And after that, we're going to get practical. So clouds, KLO, clouds. Cloud strength. Clouds refers to, as we indicated earlier, the trend strength. How strong is the trend? And it kind of creates a beautiful line where we have adjustments for multiplier and Donchian length. Next, trend line setting. This is beautiful. This is super, super innovative. This is the part where we talked about replacing traditional EMAs. Why? Because there's much more behind the scenes of an EMA. What if you look at the velocity of the smoothing momentum average and proportional volume moving average? Those are settings we can absolutely and should be tuning, fine-tuning based on our ticker, based on our time frame, and so on. And not only that, let's leave the default to 0.5, but do know for those that are pretty advanced, we have a factor ratio, how much weight to give to the velocity smoothing moving average, momentum average versus the proportional moving average. For now, if we're not an advanced scalper, we can leave it as is, 0.5. Next section, it's outstanding. This section, I love it. You're gonna see in the real examples why this section matters so much. Theta control. It looks at the change of the flat slope and we can adjust the threshold. Usually we can put a setting of 0.01 or 0. Do understand this part is pretty critical, because when we want to know and have exit guidance, we have to make sure we're selecting the right signal. What I mean by that is that if you change this value to 0, there will be no theta detection. So let me change it to 0, show you the chart, and you're gonna see how these X's disappear. So watch here, because at the moment I click 0, it's just kind of updating the indicator, but in a few seconds I believe those should disappear, the X's. And I'm gonna keep talking because there's something just needing to update, but that will make a lot of sense. There you go. They, as expected, they disappeared. Now, very quickly, only regarding theta detection, I'm gonna go back to the settings, and I'll go back to my personalized setting of 0.04, so those can reappear. And again, I'm taking it step by step, and we're gonna make it come together. Every single critical part we're discussing, so it's gonna come together. Just do know regarding the theta exit that if we have a setting such as 0.01, we're gonna get exit signals. If we put 0, we will not be getting exit signals. So that is important to know. And flat theta zone refers to this zone where the price is barely doing anything clear. It's kind of going up, it's going down, it's almost flat. That's the whole point. In trading, you care a lot about the steepness of the slope, how powerful and strong a trend is. If you're trending, you have the chance to also accumulate part of that price appreciation or depreciation based on if you go for calls or puts. But if the price itself is flat, doing nothing, you want to know, because you want to stay away from that. Theta can decay the price of an option. So that is where that part is critical to be not only aware of, but paying attention to. Now, next section I will talk about is beautiful as well. Signal settings. At the moment, my chart shows enable buy sell signals. But what happens if we enable re-entry buy sell signals? It's pretty amazing, because when you select re-entry, it's gonna allow you to see, hey, once the price moved, maybe I wasn't there, it moved without me. It's a natural feeling. Sometimes we're looking at a chart, you're like, oh, the price moved, I wasn't there. Don't you worry, this is where it's just a brilliant addition. Re-entry signal. What happened once we added the re-entry signal? This was an original buy signal, and let's say you weren't sure if this thing will go, you weren't by the chart, you want to know, hey, can I still enter the trend? Beautiful. The re-entry signal reconfirms for you. Let's say you maybe entered initially on this position, you got the X theta zone, you get out, you took your profit. When can you re-enter? Re-entry signal tells you, hey, now this is looking great for another potential opportunity to re-enter. And theta zone slope pretty flat, get out, re-entry signal. Then there's a next get out. Once you get out, oh, you get a sell signal, you have beautiful candles below that line, you know you're in a great place. When should you get out? Well, things are getting flat here, yellow, that's a signal, hey, maybe get out. The fact that this sell re-entry is kind of when the line is yellow, that already tells you, hey, use caution. Obviously you want to pay attention to those details. We have a lot of super important insights provided by the indicator, just so that I can keep going through each feature, and then I'll come back to the main thing. Now, Pearson's our channel. They help you identify general trend within a given time frame. And we have 3 of them with different length. We can adjust their width. This is important because it provides a margin of error, since channels can often be violated in reality. So pretty important. Please read each one of the descriptions. Everything that is in here has a great purpose. So the more we can understand the purpose of each detail, the better our decision making can be as well. Now, regarding the correlation channels, I will go through a backtest example, so we're gonna see them in action, and it's gonna start to click. What does a long-term correlation channel versus the apologies, I meant to say extra long-term versus long-term and short-term. It's gonna be pretty neat once we go through a real example. So keep that in mind. The correlation channels are an outstanding feature yet again in the EZPZ Master Scalper. Last, on the section below, such an important concept: time dilation. I could go pretty deep in through time dilation. For now, all I'll say is pay attention. This beautiful table, we can even customize if we want to see it. Let's say on the, for example, top left. Let's say if we don't want to see it on the top right, we can customize where we put it. And while you watch this chart, how it's going to move it, I'll tell you just a little bit about why time dilation matters greatly. This is actually a concept based on Albert Einstein's theory of relativity, which is a metaphor applied that multi-time frame analysis is looked at, and it examines the same asset across different time frames. For example, Some people look at a 5, 15 minute, 1 hour, 4 hour, daily time frames. And we want to gain a comprehensive understanding of the market trends for potential entry and exit points. So by analyzing, I'm just going to move it in the middle so that you can kind of see the beauty of just how, I apologize, I'm going to move it to the bottom right, just to understand like just how valuable the information is. It might be a small table, but there's great details to know about, because then it's going to make so much sense why it's super important. So looking at different time frames, we can see overarching trends on higher time frames and then finer details on lower ones, allowing us more informed trading decisions. And then it really helps a lot, such an approach, to align short-term actions along with the long-term trends, potentially increasing the probability of successful trades. Basically, at the core, it's a theory that relies on the idea that trends in higher time frames would hold greater significance, with the lower time frame providing precise entry-exit points. For instance, if you have a long bias established when the trend across multiple 15-minute, near hourly, 4-hour, or daily trend time frames, then it definitely shows you there's an alignment for a bullish direction. Conversely, a short bias is signaled when the trends are collectively bearish. Neutral zones are when the time frames are misaligned, signaling indecision or a lack of a clear trend. The application of the time dilation theory is particularly effective for scalping, intraday, and swing trading strategies. It does help traders identify tradable zones by highlighting moments of confluence where multiple time frames agree. This systematic approach reduces emotional decision making, providing a structured framework, improving the likelihood of profitable trades. By leveraging this strategy, traders are able to better navigate the complexity of markets and achieving consistent results. So there you go. Time dilation, let's not underestimate yet again another feature which is a critical must know and paying attention to feature. Now that we have this beautiful chart, I'm going to take out NPR EMA line. I'll leave it like that. I'm going to do a little back test to kind of discuss in real time how the indicator moves, and then we're going to start to look a little bit at couple settings, couple tickers, and understand also how to afterwards further enhance the effectiveness of the EZPZ Master Scalper. So now in back testing, I believe it's valuable. We're going to go through an example that we can see the price movement naturally as how it would move in the markets. It's pretty critical. You'll see why. So the market at this is 9:03. I'm going to keep moving till 9:30. Just 1 second till we get regular trading hours. So there you go. We got regular trading hours. I want to go through a real example so you can pay attention to those correlation channels. Notice the beautiful green line, purple line, which is the correlation channel for the short term, and the long term correlation channel over here. If I zoom out, we can see the upper part of it. So notice now that I will go candle by candle how those channels move as well, because this provides critical insights. So the fact that I had re-entry signal on the sell re-entry confirmation, because we got the re-entry signal pop in over here on that sell. Notice the bottom of the correlation channel. What happens next? So as you can see, our price moved down into the correlation channel, started to move up. There was a little bit of a buy signal, but the line was yellow. Then we go to the upper part of the channel. Now we get the sell signal reconfirmed. This price wants to sell yet again. Now let me go candle by candle, and then I'm gonna narrate after, just candle by candle by candle. And please pay attention to, in the meantime, while I go each candle, what's happening with these beautiful correlation channels and how they adjust in real time based on the price movement. I'm gonna go a little faster, and then I'll come back to what we're looking at. While the candles are moving, also pay attention to what's happening with the MACD, choppiness, weekly sweep, intraday scalping. There you go. This is 4 p.m. So now let's break down a little bit of what we're looking at. So once we get the sell signal over here, I would always want to make sure candles, are they really standing out away from the trend line here? And if they are, plus the sell signal, I like that much more. Here, when the buy signal came, I would pause a little bit on the fact that the line below it is yellow, and there was basically a lot of back and forth on the price movement. Soon after this section, I will talk about how we can enhance the effectiveness of the indicator. So for now, this part here, we'll refer back to it. Now the resell signal that came through, this was a beautiful drop from 567 all the way to 565. Then price comes back. You've got the choppy theta zone, paying attention to, basically don't trade in this theta zone. You get the buy signal, you look at the beautiful clouds. As long as the candles are inside the green clouds above the green line, you know we are uptrending. Then this X tells you, hey, get out of this buy signal, and now this buy signal tells you you can re-enter. And over here, this X tells you, time to maybe think about getting out. Maybe there's no room to go all the way up to that correlation channel. And now we have the sell candle. Beautiful move down, retest here, beautiful move down, and then on this sell signal, the fact that it's so close to the yellow line, that makes you let me think about it, give it a bit of time. And then now you see the curvature of the line, you got the buy signal comes in the beautiful cloud. That is something to definitely pay attention to. And if you're paying attention to time dilation, you also would have seen more confluences. And over here we move up, and look at the beautiful correlation channels, how they move. It's pretty neat stuff to kind of look at and think about. However, I want to at this moment just share you a little bit the settings very quickly, show you an example of 2 other tickers, show you different time frames, and then talk about how can we enhance the effectiveness of what we're looking at. So the initial setting 10, 200 to 2021, close 9. Theta control here I have 0.04. I personally like that. You can also use 0.01. And on the time dilation section, 8, 20, 30. So this setting for a 3-minute on SPY. I'm also going to show you, just for a brief moment, a beautiful chart. This is Tesla 3-minute chart. Look at the beauty here. 3-minute chart for Tesla. You can also use the settings of 10, 200 to 1035. Theta control 0.01, time dilation 8, 20, 30. Look at that. I'm just gonna go back other days as well and kind of see here, just to reiterate, beautiful buy signal. The candles are closing strongly and away from that trend line. You know the inclination of the trend is the slope. This is just beautiful momentum. When the candles start to close below the trend line, you want to look for other confluences to see, like, hey, how's it looking? And also pay attention to scalping, time dilation, the MACD values. We'll talk about what to look for. But since I mentioned MACD, do know regarding MACD, it's basically helping us identify the direction over the past 15 minutes, and is particularly useful during crossovers. And values close to 0 indicate insignificant movement, such as choppy conditions or a crossover reversal. A concurring 15-minute MACD with the trend bias is a good confirmation. So be aware of that. And if candles say choppy, you know what? That tells you definitely be very aware. That is something super critical to also pay attention to if it's choppy. So now that I showed you an example of Tesla, to move along, I'll show you an example of NVIDIA. NVIDIA 3-minute settings 10, 200 to 1035, time dilation 8, 20, 30. Over here, look at the beauty. Buy signal, sell signal. Look at that sell signal into the correlation channel. Then we got the buy, we got a little sell, choppy stuff. Look at, very important, the angle of the line tells you a lot. Do you have a theta exit signal? Pay attention to that. Now this beautiful buy channel, buy signal, we are holding the clouds. That is a very beautiful chart, and this is just today. I apologize, September 20. I wanted to go back to today just for a moment. To go back to today, um, we're gonna see it populate in a moment. While it populates, the 3 minute, it just takes a little bit of time, but that should populate. So you know what, I'm gonna zoom out so that I give it time to populate. There you go. Now that it did, you can kind of see sometimes you have choppy action, so you look at the candles and look at, we know this is not tradable. Well, while we've got the yellow and flat line trend line, now that we got the buy signal, this is literally today, I'm doing the video this December 12th, real-time action in the market. You can kind of see this buy signal, how beautiful it is. Now scalping wise, it says a short bias, even intraday short bias, and weekly swing is neutral. So over here you can kind of see how we're respecting those correlation channels. Pay attention to them, they're super important and useful. On the 1 minute time frame, I wanted to show you an example, but basically I hope we all see the idea of just how incredibly powerful EZPZ Master Scalper is when we have a pairing of amazing settings along with the price action. The settings for the 1 minute are 10, 500, 2, 20, 30. Time dilation 7, 20, 30. I will also go to 1 minute settings for Tesla, 10, 500, 2, 20, 30 with the time dilation 7, 20, 30. This is on the 1 minute Tesla. You can kind of see how amazing the indicator is. Nvidia, just to show you another example of today as well, based on the 1 minute. Here's what I would pay big attention to: the fact that we're basing and kind of theta coming out over the bottom of the correlation channel. Then you get the buy. Look at that beauty, look at that beauty. It's basically correlation channel from the down part to the upper part of it. Then eventually look at this move. Once the sell came through, it was a sell till we came back to that correlation channel. It's just beautiful. This is real time. I'm recording this video during regular market trading hours, and you can kind of see the price action here. So 1 minute setting over here for Nvidia. I want to show you very quickly 15-minute chart settings, and then talk to you about how we can enhance the potency of and accuracy of EZPZ Master Scalper. So 15-minute chart for a little bit of a longer time frame, 10, 200, 2, 20, 21. Time dilation 10, 20, 30. That's SPY, beautiful, look at that. Let me go over to get the trend going of Tesla. 15-minute chart, couple settings, 10, 200, 2, 20, 21. Time dilation 10, 20, 30. Beautiful stuff. Nvidia, just pretty neat. The fact that on a 15-minute chart, this is a little tip, just own observation. 15-minute chart, you see candles, fat candles, up down, bullish engulfing, bearish engulfing, up down. They're cutting through the trend line, so that tells you, hey, this is a no strong trend. The buy signal here, once the candles go above that trend line here, then you know, hey, you're working with something valuable. So now back to the settings of Nvidia. 10, 200, 220, 21. Time dilation 10, 20, 30. Alright, now that I showed you a couple settings, I want to reiterate, it's so important. These are just starting points. Everyone, you gotta do it yourself. You should be adjusting those settings based on the historical performance of the ticker you're trading, and constantly review, because the market does shift. So once in a while you gotta review and keep tweaking these settings. Now let's go back to what I talked about before. How can we enhance the potency, the accuracy of Master Scalper? Because we showed a couple examples where the price was moving up, down, things like that. Like, hey, how do we make some sense of it? Then this is, you're gonna love this. I'm gonna talk to you about, let me find an example. For example, let's say over here, let me go in this chart. This is pretty neat, this chart. So over here we're getting very beautiful signals, and then we're getting this section, if you remember, because I promised I was gonna come back to this section here where there's a buy signal and pretty soon after there's a sell signal. How can we enhance the accuracy and confluences of EZPZ EZPZ Master Scalper. Here's how. Two beautiful indicators you must add: trend waves, all organic optimizer. And here's the deal: when you have trend waves agree and also all organic agree with the signal of EZPZ Master Scalper, you are in wonderful shape. Very, very good shape to consider the potential of the signal of Master Scalper. So what do I mean? Let me show you. This is a beautiful entry dot from trend waves. We also have Master Scalper telling us enter. So the fact is, I promised I would come back to this section when there was a bit of a buy signal, but the theta told us, hey, you should think twice about over here the re-entry signal. Here's the deal. Did I have enough confluences on this buy signal? No. The trend wave was mostly red at the time of the buy signal, and also all organic was moving down and was pretty red here. So basically I cannot trust the buy signal while I have theta. The slope is pretty flat, and also the trend wave is red, so I cannot trust that. Over here, the fact that I got a green entry dot and the trend wave is green going up, that tells me, hey, this one I can definitely pay attention to. And then notice at the accuracy improvement when you combine everything we're talking about. What am I referring to? The sell signal that came in around 1:57 p.m. Eastern. Sell signal on trend wave, sell signal on Master Scalper. All organic is definitely telling you, hey, the green line is dropping, the red one, and the volume is increasing on the selling versus decreasing of the buying. So those three confluences added together, they greatly improve the accuracy of when you should trade and when you should stay away from entering a trade that Master Scalper shows you. So now, in the interest of time, I'm just going to show you very quickly the settings. Trend waves on a 3 minute, 15, 20, 23, 27, 30, and 17, 1.6 minus 1.6. All organic, I left with the default settings. So those settings, by the way, are shared in Discord, so you can always refer back to Discord. There's a wonderful channel called under TV and indicators, Master Scalper, so we shared those settings over there. So you can definitely read more into there if you want to refer back to these settings. For now, I'm just going to show you the same idea on the 3 minute chart for the Tesla. Very quickly, trend waves 10, 15, 17, 20, 25, 15. All organic, same settings, and same idea. If you get a sell signal over here on Master Scalper, then I get a sell signal on trend waves. I also see all organic start to agree. That tells you, hey, this one has good odds of being a more of a potential great entry point to consider versus some sort of fake out. The best thing you can do, keep backtesting. Backtesting, because the market sometimes ranges, sometimes chops, and sometimes trends. So you want to see the behavior of how it adjusts in over different conditions. And backtesting just means you go to this replay button. You can say at the bottom, hey, select a different date. Just go for it. I'm going random here. I'm gonna say 9:30. I'm gonna click select. You're gonna go then at the bottom, candle by candle by candle, and then you're gonna look, what does trend wave tell me? What does all organic show me? What does EZPZ Master Scalper once it updates? Sometimes it takes a few seconds to update. You know why? Because it's doing a huge amount of calculations. To be so brilliant, it requires a lot of probably insane amount of calculations. So now you can start to pay attention to what's the signal showing me? Where am I in regards to the correlation channel, trend waves, the all organic, and so on. Alright, now I'll move on to NVIDIA. The settings for trend waves 10, 15, 17, 20, 25, 15, 1.6. So then basically look at this, because over and over you're gonna absolutely want to be disciplined, pay attention to, and have the trend waves along with EZPZ Master Scalper all organic. And then watch this. So here's a green dot entry dot on trend waves. There's a buy signal Master Scalper. Boom, beautiful. All organic telling you to push up as well. Pretty neat stuff. So that's the 3 minute. Let me go back to the 1 minute, very quickly show you the settings. And lastly, I'll tell you about an outstanding feature from EZPZ Master Scalper that it's a must-have. On the 1 minute, if you want to be a scalper, trend waves 9, 11, 14, 17, 20. I believe I just covered that. I apologize. It's just to be sure that everything is good here. 9, 11, 14, 17, 20 for Tesla on the 1 minute. Nvidia 9, 11, 14, 17, 20, 14. And lastly, the 15 minute, beautiful chart, 15 minute. This is going to be a very, very important one to pay attention to. Here, I'll show you why. 15 minute chart for SPY. We had a buy on December 10 and beautiful trend waves. These settings, you got to check them out. Trend waves 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, and 20. Here's why it's pretty neat. Today, there was a sell signal pre-market, Wednesday, December 11. Then we kind of got into the market, buy signal, we went up. That made sense, the buy signal. But eventually we got the sell signal, and then we got the top of that correlation channel, 606.80. This is real conditions. Meanwhile, the trend wave, based on the settings we got here, it tells us this buy signal cannot be taken for granted, that it will probably not go on forever, because the trend wave was always red. So the main trend, this took time. This stuff took hours of being stuck between 607, 605, blah blah blah, and then eventually boom, we dropped it. The scalping bias was always short, even when the push is up. So we knew we had a huge advantage over most of the market by having such critical data shown to us by EZPZ Master Scalper indicator, along with trend waves and all organic. Tesla, very quickly, the settings for Tesla and trend waves, and along with Master Scalper, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 20 for trend waves, all organic, and just watch that. Tesla as well, pretty similar stuff. It spiked up and then dropped. Trend waves was red, so we knew a drop was coming on Tesla. Over here, Nvidia, one more example. Nvidia 15-minute chart, trend wave settings, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, and 20. If I may be going too fast on this video about the settings, don't worry. You have them access to all these settings we talked about on our Discord, TradingView Indicators Master Scalper. Now, one of the last things I'd like to leave you with, there's so much we could talk about, but what's more important than just one video that kind of covers a little bit about the genius behind EZPZ Master Scalper, what's more important again is that you will go backtest yourself, try out different settings. So to leave you with one of the best parts of EZPZ Master Scalper, let me go over a 3-minute chart, because this is just one of my absolute favorite options of EZPZ Master Scalper. You right click on a candle in the chart. One moment, while I'm backtesting, it didn't come up, but I want to show you real-time price action. So real-time price action here, this is gonna update. Once it updates, I'll show you what I mean to kind of wrap it up pretty soon. The beauty of how we can make the most of EZPZ Master Scalper. I'm just waiting for the update here. Again, keep in mind, just doing so many calculations. There you go, just needed a bit of time. So here's the deal, this is just outstanding. You gotta do this. You can right click on the candle. Let's say you have a buy or sell signal. You go to the first option that says add alert on EZPZ Master Scalper. This is outstanding. You can set your own alerts on EZPZ Master Scalper. Let's say I want to buy alert on EZPZ Master Scalper, so I can say SPY buy alert EZPZ Master Scalper. You can go notifications. You can make sure you get notified in an app should you be using a mobile app. You can have here a toast notification, even email. You can even play sounds, and you click create. Then you can repeat, right click on the candle, add alert for a sell signal. I do it once per bar close, and I'll say SPY sell signal EZPZ Master Scalper, just an idea. And then I'm gonna put notifications, make sure I like what I see here for settings, and I'm gonna click create. You can take this and do it for other tickers. Let's say you like Apple, you can do these settings for Apple. You sometimes might be away from a computer, you want to know when Master Scalper gives you an alert, you can do that. Also, trend waves, you can do the same. On trend wave, you right click on it and you can say add alert trend wave once per bar close. When you have a crossover and cross under, those are the buy sell signals. Same thing. You can do alerts for trend waves plus Master Scalper. And then you're gonna be in wonderful shape to recognize reversals versus real trend changes. And you're gonna be able to participate in these wonderful moves the market gives. And I hope you realize by backtesting when you should be waiting for a real trending move to come along. Advanced tip, I repeat it. Over here, candles go over the trend line. You know you're not dealing with the great price action. Once you have candles close decisively above, below that trend line in the cloud, you know you're dealing with pretty wonderful signals. Like this buy signal with the red dot on trend wave, I know that's somewhere where I should tell myself plus the yellow and flat slope. Stay away from that. That's not great price movement. It's not. If it was, we should have had better confluences, and that's where we gotta love these confluences that we got here. With that said, I'm gonna wrap it up by telling you the most important aspect of EZPZ Master Scalper. You are the key to how great EZPZ Master Scalper is. You gotta do it yourself. Adjust the settings based on the historical performance, based on the ticker you're trading. Reassess, revise when we have significant market shifts or every 3 months or so. And then you keep adjusting the settings to have the optimal use across multiple time frames. If there are any questions, let us know on Discord, because maybe other people might have the same questions. But I'm pretty excited to hear. Give us some feedback, what you love, and how are you doing with EZPZ Master Scalper. Remember, you got to backtest as much as possible so you can understand different conditions of the market. Combine EZPZ Master Scalper with trend waves, all organic, perhaps other wonderful UI indicators, and let's see and how much better your trading becomes. Thank you for attending this workshop. I hope you learned a lot and that the best trading of your days are ahead of you. Thank you, everybody. Have a wonderful rest of the day.